Somebody save your soul, cause you've been sinning in the city. I know too many troubles, all these lovers got you losing control. You like a drug to me, a luxury, my sugar and gold. I want the good life every good night, you're a hot one to hold. Cause you don't even know, I can make your hands clap. Said I can make your hands clap. Somebody save your soul, cause you've been sinning in the city. I know too many troubles, all these lovers got you losing control. You like a drug to me, a luxury, my sugar and gold. I want your sex and your affection when they're holding you close. Cause you don't even know, I can make your hands clap. Said I can make your hands clap. Every night when the stars come out.
Industrial Revolution 4.0 has opened the new way for the investor to know how to invest in the stock selection. Investors are majorly concerned about the stock price movement because it directly affects the wealth in the form of capital gain. They consistently and neatly view on the stock price of the company performance. Different approach have been developed to invest in the security value of the growth movement. Among the approach, there are different dividend payout ratio, market value, return investment, and price earning ratio. The question whether price earning ratio, positive or negative, affect the stock performance have been controversially discussed in the literature review of corporate finance and financial management of the research. The objective of the study is to re-examine the relationship between price earning ratio and return on investment based on the previous case study and find the advantage and disadvantage of this relationship. We used the data they used in this study was the 10 previous case study that have been qualified.
For the concept of the return on investment, the ROI can generate by delivered into the total return and the annual return. The total rate of return is the decreased complete for the total rate of return, credits of the time invested in the capital. The companies use this calculation to compare different investor scenarios to understand which the program can be the most profit and profit for their company. However, this conclusion can also be used to analyze the best option for other forms of the investment. For example, it's where maybe you want to buy a car. And since the ROI is measured as a percentage, it can be easily compared to the return of their investment and to make sure investment, the type of the investment between each other.
Okay, let's move to the objective of the study. The objective of this study is to re-examine the relationship between price earning ratio and return on investment based on the previous study and find the advantages and disadvantages in this ratio. Okay, for data, we use literature study, which is to study the relationship between price earning ratio and the return on investment. We are using the secondary data for the financial journal, Emerald Study, and also UUM journal. For research design, we re-examine 10 research papers that correlate with this study and then summarize all the data into two categories. First, literature on advantage and disadvantage. Second, for all data, how many of it are supporting that relationship and vice versa. This data is present in ratio value. If the ratio is more than 0.5, it shows there is significant relationship between price earning ratio and return on investment. In contrary, if the value have less than 0.5, there is no significant relationship between price earning ratio and return on investment.
Limitation of PE ratio. To simplicity, one of the biggest advantage of the PE ratio is also the biggest drawback. The PE ratio is just too easy to capture the many important variables in the value of the action. Backward-looking, the PE ratio is actually a backward-looking indicator. If you use the company most recent full year earning numbers, a backward-looking number can be very little help to the indicator during a period where economic condition has changed significantly in a short time period. Second is about limitation of ROI. Return on investment rate sometimes prevent diversity if not flexible. This is because the ratio is determined by the amount of risk. The higher the risk, the higher the desired rate of return. Oftentimes, investment returns are followed by such a strong stance that expenditures such as research and development, which can contribute to long-term gain, are reduced to yielding remarkable revenue in terms of rate of return. This practice affects long-term organization. Factor influence PE ratio and ROI. First is business factor. When the economy is experiencing a recession, the probability of the most business is decline. When the value is fall, stock price often follow the same process. Fear of recession or uncertainty about the future economic direction may also affect your return on investment. Second is macroeconomy. The company income and profit growth rate can have big impact on your share price and return you earn from them. Investors tend to put higher price earned in fast-growing companies when the profit can increase by 20% or more per year. Third is about human factor. Human factor is divided by two: internal ROI and external ROI. Internal ROI is preferred to benefit that save the organization money when they developing product or service. Then external ROI is referred to the benefit that increase the probability of product or service by making them better for the customer.
Okay, let me talk about advantage and disadvantage return on investment. First of all, return on investment advantage is better measure of profitability as well as is relate the net income to investment made in decision by giving a better measure of divisional profitability. Then ROI is measure because it is easy to compare with the related cost of capital to determine the selection of investment opportunity. Next, disadvantage of ROI. ROI models include expected cash flow and cost in their calculation. They do not factor in the likelihood those return and cost will match prediction. Furthermore, the return on investment models that give an exclusively financial measure are unable to describe the intangible aspect of an opportunity. Okay, for the advantage and disadvantage price earning ratio, first, one of the benefit of price earning ratio is easy to determine in conventionally and widely used. It is because the ratio analysis is essential for investment decision. Is allow the investor to know the real worth of their investment. Then price earning ratio also include focus into account. For example, it helps is estimating future earnings per share growth with the investor assume what a stock fair market value should be. Okay, next, for advantage price earning ratio, there will be a risk such as limitation and preferred, even though the price earning ratio is one of the most often used key performance measure. For the conclusion, the relationship between price earning ratio and return on investment also have pros and cons. So As an investor, we must rely on financial ratio to help in decision making. But we must keep in mind that financial ratio are and very useful on a stand-alone basis. They must be benchmarked against something, and there are also pros and cons of financial ratio that investors should be conscious of.